The worst part of it is I've been coaching cross country. I've been coaching middle school cross country the last, like today is their, you know, the official start of practice, but we've been doing summer practicing for the last couple weeks. And middle school kids are fucking ruthless about everything, first off. And the fact that I wear this hat constantly, they're obsessed. They're like, how bad is your hair under there, Coach Ryan? Coach Ryan, are you completely bald under there? Coach Ryan, do you have a tan line under there? They just have a million questions. Coach Ryan, do you have a hat tan line? The answer is no. Coach Ryan, has your wife ever seen what's under that hat? Coach Ryan. And the worst part is we graduated some of the kids, and then there's new kids, and they have the same questions as the old kids who graduated a couple years ago. Has your wife ever seen? Coach Ryan. And I'm like, why do I do this again? Why do I hang out with you guys? Anyways, welcome back to Satisfactory. We're playing Satisfactory today. It's time to keep the factory rolling. Ryan, who's your favorite cross country kid? So we haven't really talked about it a ton. Who's your favorite CC kid or XC? How do you abbreviate it? You can abbreviate it either way. I prefer XC. XC is my favorite way to do cross country abbreviated. Some people do CC. I prefer XC. Favorite XC kid. David, I'm really sorry that that's going on. I don't know what to tell you. I can take a look at it later, but sorry that's happening. Very sorry that's happening. Remind me later, and I can also mess with the settings on stuff. Hi, Cal the Revelator. How's it going? Favorite cross-country kid? I don't know. We've got a bunch of new kids this year, and I did have a kid cry on me at practice the other day. So we've had a lot of, like, new We've got a bunch of young kids on the team who have never done cross-country before or done a sport before. And luckily, I was not really involved with I didn't make this kid cry, so don't misread the situation, chat. I didn't make the kid cry. The kid started crying. I wasn't there. We had a kid who showed up, and I feel terrible for him. He ended up having a great practice, which I was very happy with, but it did not start that way. He started off by, like, he'd just never done cross-country before, so he didn't really know what to expect. And, you know, we had him start practice every day with, like, a short little warm-up. And we did the warm-up. And he, I think, got kind of freaked out by how, like, it was just, you know, it's like a quarter-mile run. And they're supposed to take it pretty slow, but they never do because middle schoolers don't know how to take anything. They don't know how to half-ass anything. They do everything. Sorry. They don't know how to do anything moderately. They do everything either 100% or like 10%. The problem with coaching middle school cross-country kids is that they are always going either way too hard or way not hard enough. Don't half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing. Yeah, they either whole-ass it or they zero-ass it. The problem really is that they don't half-ass it. Half-assing it would actually be preferred. So I think what happened is the kid showed up for his first day of practice. He had no experience with cross-country, which is fine. We take kids who don't know what cross-country is every year. But he also had not done any other sports. And so he did the, like, quarter-mile warm-up. And I think, honestly, he just got kind of freaked out when he started breathing really hard and his heart started pumping really hard. He was, like, you know, totally okay. No warning signs, no, like, adverse health effects or anything. He ended up continuing and doing more practice and running. We took it very, very, very easy on him. But he just started, did the warm-up and kind of looked kind of shaken by it. And then we started doing like a little bit more of our practice, like the run that we were doing for practice. And he started really struggling and crying. And I didn't find him. The other coach did, but I felt really terrible for him. Felt really terrible for him. First day at practice, and he's like, "This is very hard. It makes my heart beat fast and my chest feel weird." And like, damn. Starting off all sports with cross country sounds like a lot. Yeah. I don't know. It's cross country is weird. It's like it's very like simple overall, in that there is just a, you know, you just run. Obviously it goes a little deeper than that, and it's, you know, that isn't the full breadth of it, but was that one supposed to be the liquid? I think it was. Yeah, it was. In a way, I was kind of surprised. So I've been coaching for 3 years. In a way, I was kind of like, in the moment, I was kind of caught off guard, and we did a lot to like comfort him and try and keep him, you know. I just fucked up. I did the wrong ones, didn't I? Nope, that's 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, I did the right ones. I was kind of caught off guard. I'd never had a kid cry before, at practice. And I was really like I said, we did a lot of comforting. We did a lot of like checking in with the kid. He got a lot of attention on that day to make sure he was okay, first off, like medically and mentally. And then, you know, a lot of checking in to make sure he was like still having an okay time and etc. But after the like initial kind of surprise of that happening had worn off, I was like, it's kind of amazing we haven't had more kids. Like, I think crying is a pretty natural response to a sport that just asks you to run really hard and just like, they're middle schoolers. Ask yourself to put yourself in pain, you know? Hi, Iced Coffee. How's it going? Wanted to drop in and say, hey, I found you from your Zelda playthrough on YouTube. I hope Majora's Mask is in your future. Days until Majora's Mask playthrough 191. Maybe not quite that many, but hi, welcome in, Iced Coffee. I hope Majora's Mask is in my future. It is in my future. It is in my future. Thank you. Yeah. I won't say a lot about when, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. I'm going to build the bus up a little bit, and then we're going to get to work on just making this factory run a little bit more, you know. We've got new things to automate, but we also can fill the gaps in what we were automating earlier, performance-wise. Maybe not quite that many. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are willing to keep a secret, I've told this, I actually have said this on stream before. I will say it again right now, as long as you guys are willing to keep the secret. My plan was to play Majora's Mask after Timberborn. And I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Timberborn ended on Monday. So, that would be like real soon. Be like 192 days minus a lot of those days. But the goal originally was actually to start Majora's Mask today, but I have not had a chance to record it yet. So it's not going to be until at least next week. My cold was just cured. It's not going to be until at least next week. I just haven't had a chance to record it yet. But yeah. Assuming nothing goes absolutely terribly with this window install, then hopefully we'll start Majora's Mask next week at some point. Hi, gamer. How's it going? Welcome in. Thank God I need more background noise at work. I can do that. In the meantime, you could always check out Link to the Past or Breath of the Wild. I played both of those on YouTube as well. Artifice says, hi all, here with your regularly scheduled programming gushing session about how Worlds Beyond Number He's incredible. Dude, I am halfway through the current episode. Brennan is an evil, evil man. Oh, no. I'm only halfway through the current episode. My brain is doing flips trying to imagine what that might mean. But we all knew he was an evil, evil man. I'm behind on things. This is how you can tell I'm way behind on things. I haven't listened to this week's World Beyond Number or this. I haven't watched this week's Game Changer, which I saw Carly said. I saw Carly said was quite good. I saw Tony said was quite good. Special episode. I've been avoiding all social media posts like the plague. Game Changer was incredible. You need to check it out ASAP. I think Megan and I are going to try and watch it tonight. I hope so, because that's really our only chance to watch it in the next couple, like 4 or 5 days. So, I hope so. What is on this? It's turbo fuel, but it's not actually on there. Game Changer was really good this week. Brennan is an evil person. He's an evil doll showmaker. Okay, that is an extra level of bus. I was gonna make some stuff right here, but I don't even remember what it was. Next Game Changer's out. Yeah, it came out on Monday. Uh-oh. I'm losing altitude. Someone tell me not to buy the new Brennan doll shoe shirt. Brennan doll shoe shirt? I don't know what that is. So there's Dropout merch about Brennan's American Girl doll shoes? Any tips for phase 3? Not really. I'm not a tips person. Anything I could tell you would not be something that you should listen to. I DM'd it to you the other day. Discord? Ryan, have you seen this? Tell me I don't need it. Okay, all right. That's amazing. Roulette was my favorite so far this season. Olympics was a close second. That is so funny to me. I've talked about this too much on stream, but and I literally had this conversation with Carly. That's so funny to me because I don't think Roulette or Olympics is in my top 5 or 3 necessarily for this season. And yet they're incredible episodes. Roulette especially I really liked between those two. Roulette might be like 4th or so, but yeah. No, those are yeah. 1 Year Later is still one of my favorites. I think 1 Year Later is if not my favorite, very close. The whole season, we're living this is the golden era. We have to acknowledge it. This is the golden era. Okay, I got to figure out what I'm doing in this game. I need to make time crystals, and I believe those are made in a converter is what we decided. Yeah. So here is diamonds. We'll go send this down here, and then we will put it in a converter on the next level. Although 1 Year Later and Earnestest were amazing too. Wampa, those are 2 of my favorite 3. I'm trying to remember what I said my other favorite was. Earnestest? I mean, it's my literal desktop background. 1 Year Later and Earnestest are both 2 of my all-time favorite games. Drinking Game was also amazing. Oh my god. It's just, we're in the golden era. It's all so good. It's all so good. It's all so good. What are those Stargate things? I've missed so much. Yeah. These are my particle accelerators. These are my Large Hadron Colliders. This one is probably more satisfying. They speed up the small wheel, they speed up the big wheel, the medium wheel, then they speed up the big wheel. They were also deafening to listen to at first, but I turned the volume way down. They look cool. They're awesome. Yeah, they're very cool. All right, let's come up with a to-do list. Chat, don't talk about anything interesting because I'm gonna be lost in the sauce for about 5 minutes, real quick. We should. Currently, my to-do list, the paper one that I made for last time says, on the bus, make SAM fluctuators put in a depot. Make time crystals. That should allow us to research the thing that we want to research. Then I'm going to say make power shards? Question mark? Not a lot of people who were watching streams said they had done that in the past, which is interesting to me because I thought that I would absolutely need to do it. Guys, what's the most interesting thing we could talk about? Probably, I mean, Dropout and D20 right now is absolutely... Unfortunately, I want to be here for all of those conversations. After that, I think we probably need to continue to solve a power problem. Because now that I know that Phase 5 is just going to require more and more stuff, that's a problem for us. We are currently producing over what we are consuming, which is good. But power is on my mind. Probably just make all of the next things, right? For this stuff down here, let's go look at it. Rule 85, 85% of the time. Wait. When did that pop? Wait, is that an old command? I don't even remember that. Rule 85? Geek, how's it going? Holy shit.
Do you know why Peter Pan gave up his dreams of being a comedian?
Why is that? I need to make biochemical sculptors, that's for sure. Why did Peter Pan give up on... Jokes Neverland? I was like Neverland. What about Neverland? Dang it. His joke's Neverland. Hit him with the little into dad for the dad joke status. For sure. For sure. Hi, Geek. How you doing? Okay, so here's what I've decided. For many of these items, we're gonna build into this a system like biochemical sculptors. We need to build a storage facility that will take 1,000 of them. Oh Christ, we have to make FICSIT Trigon. Oh boy.
Hey, lovely people, Leland Hart.
Hi, Freya, how's it going? I cannot tell you how weird of an experience it is right now to be playing this game. Banging my head against the brick wall that is trying to automate this late game stuff in this game, and then looking over at the most supportive and beautiful chat on the internet. It is a weird, what's that word? What's that weird for when two parts of your reality like don't match? I'm looking at this game, banging my head against a wall, looking over, chat having a very interesting, lovely, beautiful conversation. Look at the game, bang my head against a wall. Dichotomy. I was thinking more of a word that describes the way that those two realities do not blend. Yeah, dissonance. I'm feeling a very weird dissonance between the way that juxtaposition is a great word too. I was thinking of dissonance, but a very weird dissonance between the two things. This has been Cult Vocab Test. Congratulations, you passed. Evo's just scrolling through the old commands. Holy shit. Sushi. Yeehaw. SMH has been 0 days since Ryan antagonized his mods. Now, that one has to be new. That one's new, right? Is that not new? The last 5 years is a blur. Why don't we use SMH more? I'm going to go delete it. BRB, I'm going to go delete it. So FICSIT Trigons come from ingots. Ingots we're going to have to find a way to make. I don't know, man. I don't know. They can be made a lot of ways. The problem is which one do I... Probably Caterium. Make FICSIT ingot, which I want to spell FIXITE, but I get it. It should be FICSIT with an E on the end. Probably Caterium. Iron is just a terrible rate. Aluminum's pretty fucking good.
Lelandhart, Lelandhart, Lelandhart.
Oh. Lelandhart. Cat Rushing, thanks so much for the 5 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Exclamation taser. You know that you've been away for too long when you see Ryan whining. You know what we should do? Okay. Hear me out. B in the chat if this is a bad idea. G in the chat if this is a great idea. G in the chat if this is a fantastic idea. B in the chat if this is a terrible idea. Are you confused yet? We have one stream where we have to narrow down all of the commands that exist on this channel. I don't know how many there are. How many are there, mods? What if we cut them in like half? We have to get rid of so many. B idea? Bad idea? I think it would be really funny. You get to choose to keep this one, but you got to get rid of that one. I think it'd be really funny. I think at the very least, it'd be very interesting. Chat's like, let me have all of my commands. But you're not using them, chat. Just add a command with all the commands instead. You ain't using them. The more commands we have, the more whimsy we have in this stream. Hear me out, though. You have your whimsy, but at what cost? With what sacrifice? You have all of your whimsy for free. I want you to have meaningful whimsy. I want you to have worked for your whimsy. This is a capitalist society, goddammit. You can't have anything good without sacrificing your entire being for it. What's the downside to having all the commands? Absolutely nothing. Don't steal our whimsy, Ryan. It would decrease the work I've been putting off. Evo, don't volunteer or I'll give you something, Ryan, and I've been trying for over a year. Honestly, Tony, you know who is really the dream team for accomplishing that thing? Probably just you and Evo. I think I'm part of the problem here, Tony. 5 years into streaming, here's what I'm learning. If you want something accomplished, Tony says probably just Evo. If you want something accomplished on stream, remove Ryan from the doing of that thing. It's way more likely to get done. This is the lesson I'm learning. Exclamation Gelif, by the way. From Frostpunk, right? Oh my... Wait, is that Frostpunk? You want something done right, ask the mods to do it. Okay. So, first things first. Time crystals, which we can do right here. Right here. We're going to put... we're going to keep this organized. Because what would we be if not... If we didn't have our organization, who would we be? We'd be lost. So this is going to be 30. Time crystals. And then it doesn't matter over there. It just matters over here. Oh, it was RimWorld. Oh, that makes so much more sense, actually. God damn it, I'm sorry, Gelef. How could I forget that? Any parents in the chat? I know Tony will probably know what I'm talking about, but anybody other than Tony? Tony, do you know what I mean when I say that, like, my life, my memory, my actual fucking memory is divided into pre and post having a kid? Shammy, how's it going? Like, my ability to remember something is both divided into two categories and also the, like, way I categorize all those memories. I have a 10-month-old, I get dumber every day. I have a 10-month-old, I get dumber every day is amazing. Okay, we need SAM fluctuators, which is probably what we were building over here, right? I don't fucking remember. Still at work, but I'm on the iPad. Hi, Shammy. Sounds good. I can't remember anything. Dad brain's a real thing. This is why our parents took so many pictures. So... I can't spell. Fluctuator. My oldest is 10 years old. That's too far back. Like a couple manufacturers here. We have 558 commands now. Evo, going alphabetically, can you list for me? You don't even have to tell me what they say. Like, don't tell me what they activate. Going alphabetically, can you list for me the first 5? Don't tell me what they say. Just list for me the first 5. Chat, we're going to do a test. If you know what 3 out of these 5 commands do without testing it, you get to keep all of the commands. The first is 112. That definitely counts. Does anybody know what exclamation 112 in chat does? Question number 1. I think we're actually just going to knock this back even further. Evo does? Well, you're fucking looking at it, Evo. You don't count. Of course you count, but you don't count in this one. Evo, you're our only hope. Oh, no. I lost the ability to... There it is. I know. Are you also looking at it, Tony? Tony counts? Tony, what does it do? No? Yeah, you are. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea what it does. We need to put more concrete in the fucking thing. I have no idea what it does. We've never had a list, so it's not fair to expect us to know. I'm not expecting you to know all of them. I'm expecting you to know over half of them so that you get to keep all of them, because otherwise we could just cut them down to the ones people actually know and use. I think it probably makes fun of Ryan. That's a good fucking guess. What does quote 112 do? And do we know when it was made? We don't, right? We don't know. Sorry, command. Do we know what it does? It's a link. 112. 112. 112. It's a clip. We don't get to know when commands were made or who made them. My guess is if it's this old, if none of us know it, it's probably a Mars clip from back in the day. 112 deaths in one stream. There's text with the clip that says we finally did it. All right, let's roll the clip. Let's see if I can find the clip. If I can watch it on stream, we'll find out. Sam Fluctuator, you currently have no power. I'm just gonna say by the way, chat, we're 0 for 1. Something to do with emergency. 1112 is the emergency number for people don't watch it on stream. Hollow Knight spoilers? Okay, never mind. So it's from Hollow Knight, and it includes Hollow Knight spoilers, is what we're learning. Thank you, Evo. Is Is it redacted? Is it Walkway of that song by Johnny Cash? It's redacted. This song by Johnny Cash is Hurt. Bye, Siege. Well, damn it. The problem with that one is that would actually be kind of cool to keep for, like, the history of it. Either way, it's not that. It's something else. It deals with exclamation nickel, though? Well, the problem with that is I don't know what that command is either. Okay. All right, well, let's go to the next one. We're 0 for 1. What's the next alphabetical command? Oh, you're good, Tony. You're good. I wasn't being very clear about what I meant. But the real test is not whether or not I know them. It's whether or not you know them. Yo, Danny. How's it going? K-Bell freaking flex today. Okay, so the next one is 30 days. So I'm pretty sure I know what this is in reference to. Do you know what the command exclamation 30 days would be about? I'm familiar with what it would be. My guess is it lists the months with 30 days in them. Count on your knuckles. That is not the correct answer. I think this one goes in my favor. Carly knows. Do you know because you looked it up, or do you know because you know? Tatilis says some challenge that lasts for 30 days. You're on the right track. Do you know what the challenge is? This is what I mean. We could cut half of our commands because half of them refer to shit that doesn't matter anymore. And this is one of those things, 100%. This is a challenge that lasted 30 days that 100% has no importance and does not need to be a command anymore. I'm pretty sure. Mods, am I right? Did it have to do with Valorant? I don't remember if this is already in a depot or not. Yeah, it does with... I did a 30 straight days of playing Valorant on stream. Why? I don't know, because I hate myself, apparently. We're going to call that 0 for 2. Carly says she knows. I think challenge/game specific ones aren't really needed, yeah. Carly, did you really know it was Valorant? Okay. We'll call it 1 for 2. Carly does know. Left output. Overflow. We want it to feed the bus first, right? Yeah, we do. And then this one is just SAM fluctuator, so we don't need to do anything else with it. It needs SAM. Reanimated. It needs wire, which I don't think I planned ahead for. And then it needs steel pipe. Thanks for the lurk, Wolfen. 7 DTD is next, which I know even if I wasn't looking at it. Okay. Yep, so we know that one. 7 DTD, it's 7 days to die. Pretty simple. We do have copper wire. We need copper wire. So that's 2 for 3. What after that? And then steel pipe. Then question mark is next. Exclamation question mark. That's good. We know that one. And we use that one. I would say we actually use that one relatively often. That's from Tunic, but definitely has uses in other games for sure. We use it often. So what? You guys are at 7 days to die. Carly knew the 30 days one, but that's it. And so that's 3. You've already gotten 3. All right, damn it. What's the 5th one? You guys have already hit 3. Already hit 3. Then exclamation vodka is next. There's no way anyone remembers what exclamation vodka is, because I don't remember what it is. I've seen this one before. Mars used this one for sure a long time ago. Is that a username? It is. We need Mars here to decode these. The problem is Mars has the memory of a fucking steel trap. And 100% he'd know probably 5 of these. He'd know this one for sure. He made 75% of them. It's true. And he's got a good memory. All right, what's exclamation vodka? I'm assuming vodka is a person, but I'm gonna guess that it's just vodka is made from potatoes. Depends which direction I need to stab. Does it really have the at in it? Holy shit. I didn't even know that it had the at in it. Like exclamation at vodka. Damn. I'm just saying. I think we could probably cut down that commands list very easily without even taking anything you guys would know. I think there's probably 200 commands that you wouldn't even know. But the interesting thing would be making you choose between sort of a battle of the band situation. Between, let's say like exclamation Tama is probably going to win against almost whatever else is still out there. Whatever else is on the table. But what about, say, what's a command like exclamation Venus? Venus is not a member of our community and hasn't been for years. It has a use though. Exclamation Venus, for those of you who don't know, is something like you're my favorite second monitor streamer. Venus was a member of the community for a long time, but I haven't seen Venus in forever. I hope he's doing well. However, it has like a use case, which is like, hey, I'm going to put you on the second monitor. You're less important to me than you'd think. But it doesn't have a lot of like, you know, I don't think it needs to be around necessarily. Evo says, I use Venus. Hi, Secman. How's it going? Automod is a pretty damn good one. We could, that could become kind of evil. We'd lose stuff from people who are actually still here if they're put against each other. Yeah, for sure. You wouldn't want it to be a popularity contest. I also don't. I'm not actually tied to the idea of getting rid of commands. But I do like the idea of a bracket to decide like what our favorite commands are, you know? I think that could be fun. I also kind of just like the idea of, I think they give you statistics on how often a command gets used throughout the year. I think those statistics can be found. And I think that would be kind of interesting too, just to see like, if a command gets used less than 5 times per year, it gets deleted. Bracket or tier list, remove the bottom portion. We could get rid of exclamation joy. You can pry ramen from my dead cold hands. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I thought you hated soup, Carly. I think a bracket. Hear me out. Okay. Here's what I think we're getting to. I think you want some sort of what do you call it? I think you want some sort of like consequence for the bracket, right? I think that's what we're shooting for here. You want there to be stakes. You want something to matter. Let's make it simple. If your command loses in the bracket competition, you get timed out for a day. Or, if not that, okay. You get timed out for a week, or you have to write a 3-paragraph essay about why you love this community. It's your choice. You can get the ban lifted, but you have to write a 3-paragraph essay about why you love this community. You have homework, or you get banned out for a week, or timed out for a week. Thoughts? As the person who doesn't have to write this, I'm so happy. Joke's on you, I don't have a command. Who was the command we added after stream the other day? Like, it was truly after stream was already done. Three paragraphs is easy. It was MK's. Yeah, it was MK's. That's right. Hi, Jordan. How's it going? Is someone getting banned? Yep. Wait, what? Nuzlocke death to put the person's command on trial. I just love auditing chat. I just love looking at chat and being like, when's the last time you said something suspicious? Get him out of here. All right, we got copper powder here. Let's go ahead and put 66. Same fluctuator. I think. Let's go check that, though. Nothing's getting added down here on 66, right? No? Not yet. That's not added yet. Okay. I think if Ryan wants to delete a command, he needs to write a 3-paragraph essay on why it deserves to die. Oh, boy. Well, I'm too lazy for that, so you guys win. So 66 is going to be from here. To there. Finally, a use for your degree. Listen. I think we could remove some least favorite / not use commands with the bracket battle, but for least favorite, the one that goes the furthest, like the 25% or lowest ones, gets removed. Yeah, I think there's something to that. I think also probably I would hate to like upset somebody. Like, getting a command is oftentimes like a really cool thing that eventually happens. You know, doesn't have to happen, but can eventually happen for people in the community. I'd hate to like, just because your command doesn't get used as often or it gets paired against something strong, I'd hate for you to actually lose out. But I do think we could also just clean up some commands for sure. Okay, so that is in a dimensional depot. There's commands for games that aren't played. Yeah, like I think we probably had one for... What was that game called? Nope. Exclamation Mordor. I played Shadow of Mordor from Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor for 2 hours on stream once 3 years ago. Inscription, yeah. So I guess the real question is, listen, I'm just looking for a way to gamble. I'll be honest with you. The real thing we could do is just say, hey, how low do you think the mods could get our command list by deleting this stuff? Exclamation Meg rank from Valorant. Just from old games, period. That's probably the stuff that gets cleaned up. 558. Okay. Diamonds are here. Those are then going to get used on the next level. Make sand fluctuator, put in a depot. Done. Time crystals are going to be right up here. Do I need to label sand fluctuators? I think I do. The boss tipped ones are great, truly. And that's the kind of stuff we'd hate to lose because it's all like, that's history. Back in the day, this episode would have been called Fluctuate Me Daddy. I just want to point that out. Diamonds, time crystals here. Those are made in converters. Converters take the thing that we just put into sand fluctuators, which we just put into the depot. The problem is those are currently running on overlay only goes in, so it's going to be a little bit perfect. It's happening right now. He just wants to gamble now. I know, right? Converter me, daddy. Okay. Also chuck these in here. So, converter. This machine is really beautiful. I just have to say that. I like the way it looks. You're going to like the way you look. I don't like the way it's going to absolutely stick out of the top, but that's okay. Converter is going to make us time crystals. It's just diamonds shoved into this thing. I need another one right there when I eventually get enough material. It's just a... Honest to God, I think the easiest way to feed a machine these days is just to shove one of these on it. Rather than belting it, it's just to do this, 100%. Need 50 more. That's okay. 6. Put that here. Uzai says I joined around the end of the daddy episode titles, I think. This machine reminds me of something specific. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Maybe it's 17. Is this a 34-sided? How many sides does this shit have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16. It's 32-sided. I was going to say it kind of reminded me of a D20, but it does not. Okay. Evo says, "Give me 10 minutes." Evo, did you just find out today that you can get into the commands list on Discord? You've been in there before, right? No, you've been in there before. I'm about to put Evo to work. Evo has found a new spreadsheet to mess around with. That's for sure. Not on Discord, through Streamlabs. Are you... You're currently accessing it through Discord, right? Or sorry, through Streamlabs, right? Did you just figure out that you could do that? Or, like, did you just get access to it? Or had you been messing around with it before? Gotcha. I knew about the quotes. I didn't know about the commands. Announcement, by the way. Evo's opened Pandora's box of indigestion shit. All right, time crystals. With 100 time crystals, I could make a. I could do this next research thing. Put a merger here. Oh, they make a beautiful noise. Whoa. Make a beautiful noise, and they like fart out time. Thanks so much for the follow. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome in. Welcome in. How you doing? Whoa. They also emit a very weird like purple beam. Ryan, what's the announcement at 8 going to be? At 8, I'll probably be asleep already. I like this machine. March 29th is officially Bluebee Day. Uh-oh, we haven't celebrated that one in a while. Yikes. Good, thanks for asking. How are you? I'm good. I'm great. Living the dream. Excited to get to hang out on stream today. It's been a stressful week. Just a lot of trying to get a bunch of different stuff together. Elle started her new class at daycare today or this week, so my daughter is like moving up to new class at daycare, which is exciting. I'm headed to a bachelor party all weekend starting tomorrow. I'm helping like organize it, so it's, you know, doing some work to like make all that happen. And then we got to prep our house for and then I needed to like get all the recording done ahead of time for Blueprints before going on this trip. And then we got to prep our house for getting some windows replaced when I get back. Plus cross country's up and running. It's a busy week. Busy week. Okay, time crystals are on deck. Was Bluebee Day when you beat one of the Dark Souls bosses with a crazy payout for Bluebies or something? Or was it when he killed 3 Dark Souls bosses in one stream? It might have been that. Yeah. That's a good thought. Might have been that. Blueprints has been so freaking good. Dude, the game's amazing. The game is amazing. The game is blowing my mind. How is Blueprints getting better? Exclamation dev is also good. All my life I've had to sit in silence as other around me. Reference SpongeBob. Exclamation Dan, it's been 0 days since the last Dan Giesling mention. Dang, that's funny. Dan was mentioned today, actually. Okay, time crystals are done. We're going to need FICSIT, so I should probably just go ahead and work on that one while this one backs up. Kind of my thought. I also, while I am here, should be adding stuff to the bus always, despite the fact that I don't have enough material. Mostly in the concrete. All right, let's go get some concrete. So can I ask a question? If you've been watching Blueprints up to this point in the series, I would love to ask a very small question, which is just, if you played Blueprints, would you still be playing the game at the point that I am right now, or would you have kind of set it down? Does that make sense as a question? Uh-oh. We're using too much concrete. I kept playing. You're asking people who played or didn't play? Played. I kept playing. Good. I set it down well before you did? Okay. Like, well before the point where you're at? Okay. The reason I ask is I am truly 0% interested in setting the game down right now. And I'm like, that might be bad in terms of, like, my ability to eventually move on to another game. I am 0% interested in setting the game down right now. And that makes me a little scared that I'm going to play this game for 200 episodes. And even past people's ability or interest in watching. Missing turbo motors. Fuck. Actually, I wouldn't need to speed that up either way. I would not need to speed up. I could power shard this all. Goes from 45 to 15. So currently we're limited by belt input. And belt output is just always going to be slower. Oh, let's go, Catilla. Some indigestion cards. Let's go. Hi, Farinator. How's it going? I'm about where you are in Blueprints. I set it down, but only because life got in the way. Yeah. I probably would have kept playing, assuming I had the time. I stopped for 2 weeks after rolling credits, then kept going. I don't know of another game where my interest has only ramped up after hitting a, like, quote-unquote sort of finish line. Does that make sense? Can I make a turbo motor here? Because we need to improve these. Like, we're... Very long day. Like, we're... Like, okay, so Hades, for instance. Hades is a great game, and I, unfortunately, had a weird sort of reaction to it, which was that I played Hades. I got to a, like, very, very not finish line. But because it was a finish line, I sort of slowed down on it. Whereas with Blueprints, I got to a, like, quote-unquote finish line, and I was like, Interest has only improved from there. I was literally typing a comment about Hades as you said that. There's another game I could think of that gave me that feeling, but you didn't play it yet. Okay. I think it may have to do with the way that, like, with the way that, like, the quote-unquote finish line that we reached in Blueprints was so early compared to the amount of puzzles that I had actually solved, you know? I will continue watching Blueprints as long as the episodes are coming out. Make that 300 per minute. That's not what I... Why am I doing this? Oh, I was thinking maybe I'll do that, and then I could feed these with separate lines, too. So what if we did this? Vertical. So because limestone gets turned in 3 to 1, you need basically 3 belts full coming in to make 3 belts full coming out. But you could also change it and add water. This is fun. I have like 75 hours in Blueprints. I still feel like watching something like episode 6 of your playthrough will give me spoilers. I just can't get over... The game's amazing, right? And I just can't get over, like, how the game has felt like... And it can't be the only game that does this. But the game has felt like it has truly... I'm trying so hard to phrase things carefully without spoiling anything. Oh yeah, these are constructors, not smelters. Okay. Like the game shifts underneath me. Like every like 10 to 20 hours, 10 to 15 hours, I look up from... I like take a deep breath. I like look up from playing the game and I realize, oh my God, I'm playing something entirely different than I was 10 hours ago. Like the game, like 10 hours ago, I was in the exact same place doing the exact same thing on a large macro scale, but I was not playing the same game. And that's really crazy to me. It's just amazing. I just saw a clip of Elijah Wood saying he's obsessed with blueprints right now. That's amazing. That's funny. Okay, so my thought here is just take one of these and like chuck it up here. Are we learning though? This is definitely the easiest way to make this work, right? Are we learning is a dangerous question. Am I learning? Question mark exclamation is very appropriate for that game. I'm so nervous that I'm not going to get a satisfying conclusion. I'm not actually particularly nervous because the game has been amazing. But I'm a little nervous that, like, I'm going to get to the end of this game and be like, oh, damn, the ending is not particularly satisfying for me because it turned out what I loved the entire time was not getting answers but being on the hunt for them, if that makes sense. Like, I'm a little nervous that, like, nothing is going to top the being in the middle of it in a way that makes the ending sad or dissatisfying or... The game is somehow overhyping itself. Oh my God, look at the sky. What the fuck? I don't know. It's just, it's... Yeah, overhyping or is maybe a way to think of it. Or, like, the thing I'm thinking is, like, how to phrase it. I guess I'm just nervous that the game is so good at making me feel like... at making me really enjoy being on the hunt for something. And I'm nervous about its ability, not because it has shown me this, but just because I'm nervous. I'm nervous about its ability to make me feel satisfied on the other end of that hunt. Because at some point when you're chasing something, right? Like the chase itself kind of becomes its own pleasure, right? Like, I feel like okay, so to clarify this thought, this is only a phrase. I've not done crack. I've not, like, done a hard drug. I've not done cocaine. And this is not me actually trying to compare it. Because I don't know anything about that. But I'm getting so wrapped up in and in love with the chase of certain things in the game right now that I feel like I'm having to caution myself to be like, eventually you're going to get an answer to this. And you're going to need to be able to set that down and be and be content with the fact that you can't stay chasing forever, you know? I wonder if you'll even know when you reach that end in Blueprints. Yeah, I know. But I also think in a related way, like, I don't know if this is even exactly the same, but, like, maybe related to that is, like, I remember the feeling of, like, finding new areas in Hollow Knight or having big, like, game-breaking realizations in Tunic and being like, oh boy, we've had 10 of these game-breaking realizations in this game now, but we won't have an infinite number of them. There will eventually be an end to that number. Like, that will stop eventually. We need something like the Moss Bag video for Blueprints. We 100% do need that. You are very right. I love it, Shammy. I love it. Is that still Mark 2? Not anymore, bitches. Let's go. Mark 3. That's for the other one. Okay. Like that. So you're making 600 per minute now. The other one is making 300. So one of these is not going to get used quite as often as the other. That's okay, though. I never wanted Hollow Knight to end, which is why I'm coping so hard for Silksong. Yeah, that's true. That's true.